Oh. Oh, fuck me. What is happening up there? What the fuck?
Not quite as deep a lug as you might see on like the
like a D606 or something,
like the TKC80s or the
right
Rally Scorpion Rallies. This is a Rally Street STR.
Okay.
Street. So
Pirelli Rally Street. How much power does it have?
80
horsepower.
75.
It's plenty for off-road if you were ever to take it. I mean, just ludicrous amount. Yeah. Switchable ABS, whole new design for 2017. And how much does this come in at?
11,300.
11,300. Okay. It's an interesting bike. Like, I don't know that this particular model has a competitor. I don't know any other bike that's quite like this.
Yeah, because any other dual-purpose enduro is kind of off-road bike based.
Very yeah, like a WR250R, any of those KTMs.
If you look at back in the 70s, what they were doing out in California, taking regular street bikes and building up for racing off-road.
Yeah.
And that's how they came out with the term for desert sled.
Okay, like flat track stuff? Or is that different?
Flat track, but if you like what Steve McQueen was racing,
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Desert walk.
With that rear tire just flying around you, yeah.
So he took like a Triumph and just...
All right.
Enjoy.
Thank you, sir. Scrambler Desert Sled. Okay. I'm going to try and remember that. Let's give it a second to warm up. Yo, what is up guys, DukeOfDC here. Welcome to another video and another first ride review on a 2017 Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled. The reason I'm saying it before I leave is because I am undoubtedly going to forget that. That kind of is a mouthful. Beautiful bike. We'll do a walk around later down. I'm doing just a little quick back and forth test ride on this one while possibly waiting to take out the new Super Sport. But let's go. Turn-in is a little bit apprehensive. It's got a 19-inch front tire, 17-inch rear, so it is much more focused for kind of enduro trail riding, if you would. It's a very interesting bike. Alright guys, so this is the Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled. Very interesting model from Ducati, brand new for 2017. We have a 75 horsepower engine up in here. We've got a 19-inch front and a 17-inch rear tire. This is a bike that is more or less dedicated to street riding, but can also be easily taken off-road, which is very interesting. It feels a little bit sluggish. That being said, I just got off of a 1650cc V4 that puts out 160 horsepower and 123 pound-feet of torque in that Modus. So I don't want to compare it to that. That's not what this is. You know, Scramblers are an interesting bike. This is, I think, $11,300. So you're in that lower end of the premium price range, if that makes sense. Obviously, this isn't on the lower end of a price range at all. $11,300 is a lot of money. It's not far off from what I paid for a used KTM 1290 Super Duke R. And that being said, I'm sure that this bike in the used market would be much cheaper than it is brand new. They always are. But this is a bike that I would say even a beginner could hop on and feel relatively comfortable with both the throttle response, the power delivery, the fact that it has ABS, so you've got that kind of safety net for emergency braking. It's lightweight, it's flickable, it's a Ducati, so yes, you get that kind of prestige that comes along with owning a Ducati, and yet you're in the lower end of their price range. Now, this is not near the base model of the Scrambler lineup. I believe the base model is you know, $3,000+ cheaper than this. It's in the, you know, low 8s or something, maybe high 7s. I'm not 100% sure, but really interesting bike. The aesthetics, in my opinion, are probably one of the better looking of all the Scramblers. And when we get off and I show you guys kind of what it looks like at the parking lot up the street, you'll hopefully agree with me that it definitely has that old desert sled feel to it. And Sam, the man from Batley, was just telling me about it, and like, you know, back in the day they would take Triumphs and make them all desert sledded out, and that's essentially what this is about. That's what this heritage is coming from. That's what this idea, this concept is from. It's a little bit tall. I would probably guess it's like a 33.5 inch, maybe 34 inch seat height. I don't know the exact spec because I'm the worst reviewer ever. But this also isn't a bike that was ever on my spectrum to take for a ride. It's just something that they had sitting at the demo event. So I wanted to take it out for a spin. Sounds pretty damn good. I mean, most Ducatis sound really freaking good. It's got stock exhausts, although I'm sure there are options for the Termies if you wanted to get those on here. It's the white, red, and I think this is brushed aluminum or a brushed aluminum look on the sides here. The bike is really, really good looking. I don't exactly know what else to say about it. Isn't that weird? The ABS on this bike is switchable, which was the first question I asked him. Considering this is an off-road focused scrambler, it would be kind of no bueno to not have switchable ABS. That being said, it does not have any ride modes, so again, this is a bike where the mode that you're in is the mode that you get, or really the mode is your right hand and how much you're willing to use the throttle, which I think is totally fine. In this price range, it may be a little bit steep to not have a few more creature comforts. I mean, once you get over 10,000, I do start expecting a little bit more. So I'm not saying I'm disappointed, especially since it is a Ducati, and again, sometimes you are paying for the name. But at the end of the day, I don't know if I've ever been the biggest fan of scramblers. I think that they look really cool, and I think some of them sound really cool, like that full throttle version with the full Termi system on there, or the whatever you want to call it, Termi slip-ons, and you know, I'm sure they have a cat on that, but I'm really into this, man. This is a very, you know, it's a very comfortable riding position. I will say that the seat is relatively firm for what it looks to be. It's that long, you know, one size seat for two people. Could you be more of a fucking dildo? What's up?
Is that the new Ducati Scrambler?
Yeah.
How do you like it?
It's pretty good. It's
Badass. They feel like jumping, looks like, man.
yeah, this is the new Desert Sled edition.
Hey.
So it's specifically for like off-road stuff.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Thank you. Well, there you go. So there's somebody who has some interest in it, which is an interesting thing. All right, let's do a little walk around and take a look at some things and just talk for a second. So this is it. This is it, guys. This is the 2017 Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled. As you can see, here are the Pirelli Scorpion Rally STR tires, and then you've got, you know, your pretty straightforward off-road rims. Single disc brake on the front with a Brembo setup. Pretty long travel suspension forks. Headlight cover. This is the seat from hell. This is just, it feels like it could be comfortable. Maybe you need to break it in. I mean, the bike only has 30 miles on it, so it is brand spanking new. Yeah, I don't know, it's really pretty. It is, but it just doesn't do it for me. And it's not because I'm comparing it to anything else. It's just, it's an expensive bike that should have more, in my personal opinion. At $11,300, which is really $12,000 out the door with tax, tags, and title.
Okay, so we're gonna head back to Batley now because we're done.
Oh my god, I want Chipotle. This is actually a pretty lit shopping center. Yeah, bitch. It does feel actually really good to stand up on. And I forgot how easy it is to get the front wheel up when you're standing, because your weight is just transferable AF. Yeah. false neutral. That's one thing I don't miss about cheaper bikes is false neutrals, man. Alright guys, so I've been kind of hard on the bike, let's be honest here. You know, it is what it is. It's an expensive bike because it's a Ducati. It has marginally good power, it's got great brakes, it's got a fantastic suspension setup. Do I see people taking this off-road? I just don't. I don't see someone going out and buying an $11,300 Ducati that isn't really an off-road machine, but can go off-road, and taking it off-road. You know what the moral of the story here is that not all bikes are for all people, and I do try and remain open-minded when I take things for test rides, but I do also give you guys the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God, because these reviews are just that, and not all bikes are perfect. So I guess on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this a 6.5 or maybe even just a solid 6, because it is good. It's got a lot of great components. It's got that Ducati character, but it just doesn't feel like it's done yet. It doesn't feel completed. And at the price tag, it should. And it's funny because I just came off of a $40,000 bike that I started to justify the price on it because it was just so well put together, and that was the Modus. The MST-R at its $40,000 price tag with all of the things that it had on it and the way it felt and the power and just, I can totally justify that bike. Oh, that is a firm suspension. Oh my God, Lord Jesus. Yeah, we're standing because we're on an enduro bike. All right, I will admit, standing on a motorcycle going 50, 60 miles an hour is stupidly fun. I'm adding 2 points back to the score. It's getting a solid 8 because of this. Dude, and with ABS turned off and you could just kick that back end out. Wow. And on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoy this. Please don't chastise me for not loving this Ducati Scrambler. I think that it could be an amazing platform, but it just needs a little bit more in this price range. Leave comments down below if you disagree with me. I am always open to suggestions and debate, and I love to hear what y'all think. Subscribe to this channel if you are new. First Ride and Reviews are back. I am pumping them videos out there, and the DukeOfDC is in full storm. Ooh, that was a firm little bump. And as always, guys, I will see you on the next one. Peace!